across the 40, stays on his feet, cuts it back. Marion Brown, another kickoff return for a touchdown.
Look out! There goes two! No flags! Touchdown!
Howard in trouble! Incomplete! And the Michigan Wolverines will shock the college football world!
Time coming off. Howard's going to run for it. Time runs out. And that'll do it.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon. They storm the field at Austin.
He handed it off to Love, who stays on his feet. Love is in the end zone. Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
There's like an extra little pause there at the end. I was about to start talking, but it was still going. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Week Zero podcast, where not only are we preparing for draft season, the MLB season has started. So your Cardinals are widely considered and seen as probably the worst team in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for when you guys inevitably trade Helsley and Arenado away.
For all the first round picks.
You can't trade first round picks, dude.
Hey, man. We need something in return.
I remember when the Orioles traded with you guys for who was it? It was like 2023. Oh, it was Jack Flaherty. We traded for Jack Flaherty, and you're like, did we get your first round pick? I'm like, we can't trade first round picks. And you went on this joke.
Yeah, because I didn't know that was a thing.
You went on this diatribe, this rant, saying like, what? You can't trade picks? Yeah, baseball is like the one sport you can't trade picks because
Basically, there's no point of tanking because you can't trade first round picks.
Well, it's actually easier to tank because there's no minimum, there's no salary floor. So like the White Sox had the worst season of all time last year, but that's more not even an intentional tank. They just were trying to compete up to like 2-3 years ago, and all the players just sucked. So that's what happened there.
You can tell I am a casual MLB viewer because I just assume that the Cardinals have something of value, so teams will give them something of value in return. And most times, first round picks are valuable.
Except, dude, first round picks, you won't want a first round pick. It's going to take 3, even if you hit on the guy, it'll take 3 years for him to make the majors.
What about the catcher you guys drafted?
Who, Adley Rutschman?
Yeah, that was pretty instant.
No, he got drafted in 2019, and he didn't make it until 2020 obviously happened, so he lost an entire minor league season, so that's a little different. But he didn't start until 2022. So, but like Gunnar Henderson was in the same draft. He also lost a year, and he didn't make his appearance until the end of 2022, and then was a rookie of the year in 2023. So first round, dude, you wanted like a first round pick if that was allowed, like it's not like you're gonna see a win-win, or you're not gonna win right away. You know what I mean? You're not gonna see any investment on those picks for.
Well, then what's the point of trading Arenado and Helsley?
You trade them for prospects who you trade them for prospects who are in like AAA who are about to make the majors, or you trade them for maybe younger players. Or in the case of Arenado actually is not that valuable. He's not that good anymore. He's not as good as he was, and he's definitely not anywhere close to even what he was.
Wasn't he like just like within the last 2 years? Wasn't he like up there with the home run leaders?
At this point, it's almost going to be more of you guys trading him to dump his contract. If anything, you won't.
Might as well just keep him then. That's what, because.
Well, the value is you think that you dump the contract, or you maybe you trade him, but you agree to pay part of his contract, right? So then that means you bring back a better player, or a better prospect or player in return, right? But you're not going to get a haul for him, right? You're not going to like the players that would get multiple players back are all young superstars or are the best players in the league. You're not going to get that for Arenado anymore.
The problem is the Cardinals.
Maybe your closer Ryan Helsley, but closers and relievers are so up and down and so prone to being good, really good one year and really bad the next at times that, you should have probably traded him in the offseason if you wanted to get some value back. So
the problem is that the Cardinals are a type of organization that are like the Steelers, where they're never going to rebuild. They're not going to rebuild. They're okay with being mediocre. Like they're okay with being the middle of the road team.
And the thing is that in the past, that still was good enough to occasionally make the playoffs, but now the National League is like absolutely stacked.
Well, because somehow the Reds just randomly got good. They usually
randomly got good. They tanked and they hit on a lot of good players. Ellie De La Cruz is a top 15 player in the league.
Yeah, but I mean, like they were like for like the past 20 years, they were the team that you could almost count on to be the bottom tier team in the NL Central.
No, that's the Pirates. The
Pirates were good with McCutchen.
Well, they were better, but they still weren't as successful. They weren't like that successful. They only made the playoffs like 2 or 3 times with him. Now they have Skeens, but I get the feeling that they're just going to do what they did before and just waste them. Okay, we've been going for 8 minutes now. We have 25 people watching. We have 20 people watching somehow, and I'm amazed we haven't lost anybody. So it's just the two of us. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's going to be quick, but we're going 2 rounds. So
we're going to do 2 rounds, and I feel like we either should. I mean, we could. I feel like we can. We can do this as well. Come much closer to the actual draft,
like a final one, yeah,
or not a final one, but like more funny ones. But I feel like since there's the two of us, we actually could just do this very quick. Just make picks that we know would piss every team off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, here, I'll go first. So, Lucas says he wants Cam Ward. Let's give him Shedeur Sanders just to piss him off.
No, let's take this one seriously. Let's
fine.
take this one seriously.
Okay,
we can do a joke one though.
We can do a joke one if we're quick. If we're quick about it, we can do a joke one right after this.
All right. So you want Cam Ward one?
Yes, we'll still go Cam Ward because that's what he wants, and it does look like that's actually where it's going. I apologize for jumping ahead. Do you want to do that where it's just me, then you, then me, then you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think it's interesting, by the way, because this is a post-free agency mock draft. I think it's interesting that the Giants decided to sign Russ instead of drafting a quarterback.
Well, they signed both Russ and Jameis.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I do think that what that tells me is they think there's a decent chance that maybe Cleveland takes Shedeur. And the thing is that you're not right. If Cleveland is set on taking Shedeur, right, they're not going to be able to trade up and get him, right? They're not going to be able to, right? Cleveland's not going to trade with the Giants to give up Shedeur,
especially if they know that they want Shedeur.
Exactly. And then it's the same thing with the Titans. If the Titans are set on taking Cam Ward, they're also not going to trade because if the Giants trade up to 1 and they take Cam Ward, right, that leaves the Titans out. It's but it is weird how there's only like 4-5 teams in the league or in this year's draft that feel like that actually do really need quarterback. It's really weird how few teams actually need quarterbacks this year in the draft.
But to me, it just feels like the Giants are they're doing what the Steelers have done since Big Ben has left. And that's, let's just find a guy that can be a stopgap. I think stopgap after stopgap after stopgap.
Well,
and it's like,
I think they're waiting for Arch Manning next year. And
I don't think Arch is even.
That's what my coworker, who's a Giants fan, that's what he wants them to do. He wants them to tank, and he wants them to be terrible this year to get Arch next year. And many people see next year's draft class for quarterbacks as better than this year's. Like it feels like Arch is more of the generational QB, compared to this draft class, which doesn't seem to have that kind of
Which
title,
is crazy
you know?
to say because Arch has barely played.
I know, and that's what worries me personally. Is that really is what worries me. But getting back to it,
all right.
So there's really four teams that truly need a QB, which is the Titans, probably the Browns, the Giants, and the Steelers. Like there's no other team actually like in this year's draft that actually needs a QB. Everyone else, like anyone who takes a flyer on Jackson Dart, is doing it because they have a bridge quarterback who's going to start this year, maybe next year, and then they're just going to sit him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but the Steelers definitely feel like they need a QB, but they're too far down, obviously, to get anybody. So who do you got who do you think the?
So I think the Browns either go Shedeur or they go Travis Hunter. That's where I think they're at.
Not Carter.
I don't think they're going Abdul Carter. I think it's Shedeur.
Dude, if they got Carter and Myles Garrett, I'd actually be scared of the Browns. At least a little bit.
They need a QB first. So I think that the smart move would be taking Travis Hunter, but I think because it's the Browns, they're going to take Shedeur. Yeah.
Now, question for you. Do you think if this is the scenario that happens, do you think the Giants – well, they wouldn't trade back because
there's no point in trading back, because you'd have to trade.
I was wondering if they trade back, but the problem is like there's no other
quarterback.
Well, the problem is like now they're like shit. Okay, like I guess we can get one of the two best true blue chip picks, which are Carter and Hunter. Those are pretty much the unanimous two best players in this draft, right?
Yeah.
So I guess they could take it, but I'm sure they'd be very pissed if this is what happens, right?
What did they do in free agency? Because I know they signed two quarterbacks, but did they? Can't remember who else they signed.
Let me look that up.
That's the one thing I wish this site would have is like the who signed who.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up on NFL.com. Give me a second. Because NFL.com literally just has every single signing listed to each team. So, okay. So actually the Giants re-signed Tommy DeVito as well. So they actually have three quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They re-signed Darius Slayton to a 3-year contract, 3-year, $36 million. That's okay. Signed 2 offensive tackles, 2 offensive guards. They re-signed 2 of their guards. Signed an edge. Signed 2 D linemen, a linebacker, corner, safety. Oh, right. They signed Javon Holland. That's kind of their probably.
So then what are their needs? Because they signed, you said 2 tackles, 2 guards, a D tackle.
Well, what does this say? Offensive QB. I mean,
but this is not updated. I don't think that's updated from free agency. So that's where I'm at. They just go best player available?
Well, if that's the case, I mean, if you take Hunter, right, that makes your wide receivers room a lot better if you decide to let him play both ways. I think you can't miss up a guy like Carter. So I think in this case they wouldn't exactly be happy because I feel like they would want QB, but at the same time, like you can't give up not taking a guy like Carter. So I'll go Carter.
All right. Now for me, this is to me a no-brainer. This is where I have Travis Hunter going.
Yeah. Patriots fans, if this is how it breaks out, they've
won the offseason.
They'd be running that up to him within 5 seconds of Carter's name being announced.
Dude, the Patriots, man, they might actually. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but
I think they're still another year away because all their offseason signings, almost everything up before the Diggs signing was all defense, and Diggs, that's kind of a lot of money to give a guy who's that old and coming off a serious injury like that. But I think they'd be happy because now you can throw Hunter there as your wide receiver 2, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe have him as a corner, and then you have the makings of possibly the best corner duo in the entire league with Christian Gonzalez.
What's interesting is I believe that the Patriots were one of the few teams that at the combine
that they would let him play both ways.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah. Jags. What do you think they do here?
D tackle. Yeah, go Mason Graham. Absolutely. Either Mason Graham or Will Campbell. I feel like you can't miss up. Whichever one of those two. This was how it went. I wouldn't think anyone would fault them for taking one over the other, right?
Yeah.
Right. You either take the best D tackle or the best offensive tackle, and I think no one's gonna say they chose wrong in that moment, right?
Yeah. So Raiders. For me, this is where
this would be such a Raiders pick if this is where Genty went.
No, I think they go Will Johnson personally.
Or they go corner. Okay, interesting.
Because I believe that they. Let me see their signings.
Raiders. Here, give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I got all that.
Okay.
So they got Geno.
Yeah.
Smith. They re-signed Max Crosby. That was big. Re-signed another edge guy. Re-signed a defensive lineman, 3 years, $16 million for Adam Butler. Don't know who that is. Oh, they signed Jeremy Chin. That's a good signing. He had a really good season with Washington. Signed Eric Stokes, who fell out with the Packers, which sucks for them.
Okay.
And then just a few smaller signings and stuff like that.
Okay.
Definitely running back. And Raheem Mostert is their backups. They have who? Oh God, I don't even. Who the fuck is their starter? Obviously, it's not Jacobs.
I don't think Genty. I just don't think it would be a Raiders pick, but I don't think he goes this high.
That's fair.
Because I mean, and also from what I've heard, like nobody's had any connection with Genty to the Raiders. I don't even know that they brought him in for an interview. So, I mean, I think corner. They brought in Eric Stokes, but Will Johnson would be the best guy available. Unless you think they maybe go Tedoroa McMillan with a top 10 pick because they need receiver.
Making a trade for a guy like Geno, you would definitely want to support him. So I could see that. I definitely would understand going Tet, but I mean, it's your pick. So
personally, I'll go Will Johnson here.
Personally, I mean, I'm not the one making the pick because that's not for a few weeks. Okay, Will Johnson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Okay, take that. Okay, Jets. So I'll say this right now, and this is what I had when we did our last mock. Yeah. I really like the idea of Tedoroa McMillan to the Panthers. I don't know why. I just really like it because Bryce, I know it's going to be your turn to pick, but I really do like that pick. I think that'd be a smart pick if they can make that. Anyway, Jets. I think you take. Campbell here. If he falls to you, it's a 7. If you need offensive tackle, I think you take it. I could see them going maybe McMillan as well, best wide receiver, but best actually behind Hunter. But yeah, go Campbell.
All right. This is one. I can see them going.
Oh, right.
What?
Did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see the clip that came out about Tet not watching film?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
He said I'm not sure if someone was recording him, if he was on a podcast or something. He says he's never watched film. He doesn't watch his own film. He doesn't watch game film. He never watches film. That's just so. That's so.
Is he purposely tanking his draft so that he doesn't?
I don't know. Go have you ever heard of what the Raiders did with Jamarcus Russell?
No.
What they did?
They sent him home with a thing. Asked him if he watched it.
Yeah, it was a blank. It was a blank CD. He was like, "Oh yeah, I love these plays. I love this one, this one, this one." And they were like, "It was a blank CD."
Oh Jesus!
People were saying they need to. Whoever drafts him needs to just give him needs to do that. Just give him a blank CD. See what happens. But
this one's tough for me because I think they could go Tetaroa McMillan, but that's not what I think they do. But I don't really know who else they would go with here.
Well, you said they need edge, so I feel like Shamar Stewart.
Yeah. I feel like I'll go Shamar Stewart here.
Okay, Saints. What do the Saints need? I can't see. Need to go back up.
Guard, receiver, corner, edge, running back.
So they can't go Membo, however the hell you say his name. That's true. It still sounds bad though. Maybe I feel like this might be the lowest that Genty probably could possibly go, but I've been hearing a lot of Genty to the Bears. That's a rumor I've heard too.
Yeah.
Wide receiver. I think you just take McMillan.
Okay. All right. Bears. Is this where Genty goes?
That's an answer.
They really don't need offensive line because I know they went crazy after offensive line.
Mostly, not even offensive tackle like this says. They went after guards. They re-signed. They signed 2 guards and a center. I think.
So who's their tackle? Who's their 2 tackles?
Darnell Wright, who they took 2 years ago. Either 2 or 3 years ago. I think they're left. I don't know who their right is, but I know that was a big pick that they made. I mean, I think you just take Genty and just go with it.
I've seen, because I live in Illinois, and I've seen a lot of Bears people talk about them drafting Membow to just solidify the offensive line, and they moved Darnell Wright to the opposite side.
That's fair.
I mean, because you have DeAndre Swift, your weapons are fine. I'm gonna go Membow here.
Okay.
Because I think his combine was insane, and I think that's where he goes.
Okay.
All right.
49ers feels like they need everything and anything and everything.
Yeah, DT, corner, linebacker, edge. I mean, they lost basically. They needed safety. They lost everything.
I think this is where either Walker or whoever's the next highest edge, either Walker or Williams.
Which one?
Oh, geez, there are 3 straight Georgia guys right there.
Yeah.
I think give him Walker.
Okay. All right, Cowboys. Do they take Genty?
That's what I gave in our first time.
Who now? Question is, did they sign a running back in free agency?
Javonte Williams for like $3 million.
Is that it? Is that the only running back they have, or do they bring back Dowdle?
Oh no, Dowell went to. I don't even know where he went. He went to, I think, to the AFC or the NFC South. They signed Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. That's all.
And how much was the Miles Sanders contract?
It doesn't give. Javonte is only 1 year, $3 million with a max value of 3.5. Miles Sanders doesn't even have a value on this.
Okay. I'm being jealous because I want this, but realistically, there goes Ashton Genty. So, Dolphins.
Well, I think they take Jones. I think they take Kelvin Banks. They need tackle. Gotta protect Tua, other than telling him to get his ass down on the ground as quickly as possible when he's running.
All right. Colts. I think this is where Tyler Warren's going.
I'd hate it, but that's good.
Sadly, I think that's where he's going.
I think we both would. I think a lot of people would hate that. Of course, we wouldn't be that worried because their quarterbacks suck. So,
yeah,
this is a huge year for A-Rod or A-Rid or AR-15, whatever the hell you want to call him.
Anthony Richardson. Yeah,
it's a huge year. If he doesn't improve, then it's a sunk cost.
So Falcons.
Corner. Oh, bring the homeboy home, Williams.
Michael.
Yeah.
All right. Arizona. They need edge, D tackle, receiver. I think this is where James Pierce goes. I think that'd be a perfect fit. What about the Bengals? What do you think? They need everything on defense pretty much. So
yeah. Who's the next best edge?
Let's see. Nick Squirton.
Oh God. I mean, the problem is until they re-sign Hendrickson, I feel like edge is their biggest need on defense.
Oh yeah.
But that's kind of a reach. But at the same time, I feel like they would have to go for it. So let's give him Squirton. Or how do you say his name?
All right. This to me, I think they go Matthew. I think this is where you see.
Oh, it has. Yeah, they have to go wide receiver.
Yeah. All right, Buccaneers.
Oh, safety?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
the funny thing is, it's crazy how we're doing this, going off those needs, and then of course we're operating based off of that. But then of course they might just completely ignore those needs, think their needs, right? I mean, we're just totally wrong because of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, either Starks or Harmon would be good for them.
I think it's between Starks and Eminwari because it's weird that they have Starks ahead when I've seen Eminwari mocked higher than Starks.
Oh, Eminwari had like a perfect 10 out of 10 or something on his combine score, like the RAS score. It was like a 9 point something. It was ridiculous.
So what do you want to do? You want to go? What do you want to do here?
Just give him Starks.
All right. My pick.
It works out actually.
I think, and I don't like this pick, right? But let's see. Who's the running back? I think they're going to draft Colston Loveland. I don't like it.
Is tight end that big of a? Tight end is not that big of a need though, is it?
It's a huge need.
Huge
need. You could go running back. I've seen people say, take a Marion Hampton, but to me, that's somebody you could get in the second round.
I mean, you could hold off until the second round and get TreVeyon Henderson.
That's the thing is this is such a deep running back draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've also seen people, if it's Denver, I think the latest one by Mel Kiper had us taking Luther Burden. And I'm like, we could use an extra receiver, but I don't think it's like you're going to use a first round pick. Honestly, I could see Denver trading back. But Josh's team.
So, I mean,
they need a quarterback.
But at the same time, it looks like defensive tackles also a need, and you have Harmon right there, and I hate it so much if they got Harmon. I really fucking hate it, actually, if they got Harmon. But I guess that's the pick right now. But, of course, I have no idea what they're actually going to do. But let's go Harmon.
All right. Chargers. And I'll tell you right now, regardless of what their needs are, if Colston Loveland is still on the board at 22, Jim Harbaugh's taking him. Because you know how he is with his Michigan guys.
Yeah.
But they need a receiver. They need corner. I think this is where Jahdae Barron goes.
Oh, okay.
So he's off the board. Packers. What do they do here?
Oh, Campbell.
Jahad Campbell?
Jahad Campbell, yeah.
All right, Vikings. Sorry to say, Connor, because I know you want him. I think I think he's got off the board.
No.
So. All right. Hey, but you still have Xavier Watts on the board? Yeah. Next best safety.
We're not taking him at 27.
All right.
But I'd be very happy to take him Benjamin Morris in the second round.
Yeah.
I'd be very happy with that pick. And then that would piss you off even more, getting more of your getting more of your good secondary players. Okay. Texans, they need to go either Booker or Simmons, one of those two. They need to protect whichever one of the two. They just need to protect CJ Stroud from being killed out there.
You want to go Booker?
I think tackle is more important because you can throw Simmons. Actually, no way. No way.
Simmons played with CJ Stroud at Ohio State.
But then the other thing is their guard, Kenyon Green, that they took in 2021 or 20, I think 22. It's been one of the worst guards in the league. So I wonder if you do take Booker. Go Simmons. I think you'll go. I
think the Ohio State connection also has a.
That's good.
All right, Rams. This one's tough. Tight end, running back. Now, why do they need a running back? They have Kyron Williams.
And no depth.
I think this is where if they need this is the needs, right? I think this is where Mike Green goes if he's still on the board. I know he's had a lot of off the field stuff, but his combine was great. He's the FBS leader in sacks. I've seen a lot of people mock him in the first round. I think that's where he goes.
The thing with the Ravens is obviously they don't always draft for need. They go for best player available. So, but the way I see it, if you want to go by need, then obviously Booker because they lost a guard or two. They need guard help. Can you go to who's the best edge left?
Oh, it would be Donovan Izaraku.
Is Revel the best corner left?
Yes.
I think go Booker. I don't know if they would actually go with a guard that's this in the first round. That's more of this. That almost feels like a pick they would make for like the third or the fourth or the fifth. They have I think 3 or 4 for 2 or 3 fourth round picks. The Ravens, so they'll be reaching for. They'll be searching for some depth pieces and starters at that point.
All right, Lions. They need a lot. They need a receiver. So what do they have? Amon-Ra, and they have.
Why do they need a receiver? Where, like a number 3?
I guess. Who's their number 3?
I guess it would have been it wouldn't have been Josh Reynolds, because he wasn't on them last year.
And he's with the Broncos.
I don't even know who the number 3 would be.
Because you could go one of these receivers, right? Luther Burden or Mecca Buka.
I mean,
or I think
I think they would go corner. I think they would need to shore up that defense, because that's what bit them in the ass, and that was their biggest issue last year.
Okay.
So then you go corner.
All right.
Okay, Washington
Commanders.
I think I think it would totally make sense to just add another receiver, keep building up that offense with what you have with Jaden Daniels, even with having Debo. You have McLaurin, Debo. They lost a few of their depth wide receivers, like Alameda Zaccheaus.
Yeah, and they traded away Diami Brown.
Yeah. So I think you go for a wide receiver 3. I think you go Ibuka.
All right. Bills. I need linebacker, D tackle. I think this is where Walter Nolan goes.
Okay.
The Chiefs. They need a D tackle as well.
I guess Williams will go there.
Tyleek.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Eagles need an edge.
Oh,
I kind of like this. Yeah, and you know what's funny? Playing for Boston College Eagles and then playing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Exactly. And it's just annoying because that's such an Eagles pick, but it's also because it's a place of need, because they lost Sweat and Milton Williams, so they need an edge.
Yeah. So Browns are back on the clock.
Okay.
What do you want to do here?
So
they took Shedeur.
They took Shedeur. Okay.
Yeah.
Or I think you take you either take Burden. I think you take Burden here.
Okay.
Give a good wide receiver to Shedeur.
All right. Now, is this where the Giants take a quarterback, or do they fill out the rest of their team?
Is this where they take a quarterback?
Yeah, because it's my pick, but I'm thinking, like, do you go quarterback
here?
Dart.
It's not that big. It's who's the next tight end?
Mason Taylor. Also, they could fill 2 positions.
They take Zabel, shore up that offensive line.
Yeah. All right, Lucas's team.
So I remember it's funny how he's changed his tune, because I remember early on he said he wanted him to take Hunter at 1 and then take Will Howard in the second round. That was his dream. Probably like a few weeks after the season ended. I remember he said that.
Yeah.
And now it's changed to where he wants Cam. So now that they've taken Cam, now I think
weapons.
Yeah, who's the next wide receiver? Trey Harris. It's a little bit of a reach, but I think you do it. I feel like you have to go for that. So give him Harris. It's a bit of a reach, but now that means any team. Now it's going to be really reach for any team that's going for wide receiver after this.
Yeah. Jags. This is your pick.
It's my pick. No.
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind.
No.
Who did they take in the first round? Who do we give them? Let's see. Mason Graham. Do I pair Mason Graham with Kenneth Grant? The Michigan boys back at it again. No, probably not. Need a tight end. Mason Taylor. You know what? I'll go Ben Morrison here. They need a corner.
Was he the best corner left?
Yeah, he was.
Damn it. Okay. Raiders. We gave him. Who did we give him? We gave him. It wasn't Mason.
Will Johnson.
Oh, we give him Will Johnson.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they need D tackle, so let's go Michigan again. Let's go Kenneth Grant. Or
Shit.
That's all right.
What?
I was thinking either him or Hampton, but it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Patriots. They got the receiver, right? What did they get? They got Travis Hunter. So what else do you want to do there? What do you think they should do? You go OT, offensive tackle.
Yeah, I think you would go off. I think you would want to build up that offense now through the draft. If you're going to build up that defense through free agency, build up the draft.
Okay. All right, your turn. Bears.
Okay. Bears.
They went offensive tackle.
We gave him offensive tackle. Who did we give him? Maybe this is where they take Hampton. You take him as a backup to DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, yeah.
Go Hampton.
All right.
Saints. We gave him. It's annoying we can't see who. It doesn't say who we gave him before. You know what I mean? Or we gave him
McMillan.
I gave him McMillan. Okay, right. Because now the way this goes, it was we were evens and odds, but now somehow, now you have them when I'm doing when I was doing the odds.
All right. Since they need an offensive guard, I'll go Donovan Jackson here.
Okay, Bears again. I think one of those is probably the Panthers pick.
Yeah.
I would assume. I'm guessing it's probably the earlier pick of the two.
They need a safety.
Oh, Watts? Fine. Let's go in Watts. Wow, we've gone 43 minutes and it's just the two of us and it's taking us this long to get this far.
All right. Jets. Your turn.
No, it's your turn. I'm odds.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop influencing my picks.
What did they give them?
We gave him
Will Campbell.
Will Campbell. So maybe this is where you take a flyer on a backup QB. Well, because now you have Justin Fields as your starter. That's not going to go very well. I guarantee it. If they took like Jackson Dart, my friend who's a Jets fan is going to be like, he's going to be the next Aaron Rodgers. And that's exactly what he's going to be. He's going to be ass for you guys like usual.
All right, yeah, I'm going to go Jackson Dart here.
Yeah, I think you could take a flyer on him there. Is that your
49ers? Yes, it is. All right.
I thought it was your kid. I thought it was your daughter. She was like, "Why is your daughter like meowing or like being like, Dad, Dad, Dad?"
All right. So who did we give them?
We give them
Jalen Walker.
Defense because they need defense and they still need defense. Oh my God.
All right, let's see. Edge.
Give him Amos. Trey Amos.
Ole Miss.
Yep.
All right. Cowboys. They got their running back.
Oh, right. Wait, did we give him Genty? Yeah, we gave him Genty.
Yeah, we did.
Forgot about that.
So they need edge and an offensive guard. It will not shut up, dude.
Is your cat just in your room right now? In the room with you right now?
Yes.
Why? Oh, and there's the cat right there. Speaking of him when he showed up here.
All right. All right, your turn. You're the.
What did we give the Colts last time?
We gave them. We gave them Tyler Warren.
Oh right. And they need guard. I guess they need a center because that's what OC stands for. I guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's kind of a reach now. I guess maybe. Who's the best linebacker, Nick? Who's the best available linebacker right now?
Carson Schweisinger.
Oh, that's not that big of a. reach. Let's go for him. Hey, Chris Paul. Wonder if that's Chris Paul's son. Must be.
All right. Falcons. Let's see. They took Michael in the first.
Yes, Michael. And need all defense pretty much is always what they need. All defense. Oh my God. I mean, that really was, other than Kirk sucking ass halfway through the season, that was the biggest.
You know what? This is Josh's boy, Deion Walker from Kentucky.
Okay. It's a bit of a reach, but okay.
Yeah.
Cardinals, we gave him, who did we give him? We gave him a wide receiver, didn't we?
Did
you give him McMillan?
Nope. They got, where's that at? James Pierce Jr. Because they need an edge.
And what do they need? Oh, they still need a wide receiver. Who's the next wide receiver? It's kind of a reach, isn't it?
Not too bad of a reach.
Yeah, give him Noel. Why the hell not? At this point, it's truly a full on. We have no idea. We're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing if it sticks.
All right. Dolphins back on the clock. They got, who did they get? They got a tackle last time, right?
We go to my picks. What does that say? If you see where it says draft results, do my picks. Oh, okay.
So they took. Wait, what? I don't know. Okay, what is going on?
Oh, that's weird. Okay, but I guess that kind of shows that shows it. But interesting. Okay, Dolphins.
So they got offensive tackle. So they need safety, linebacker, D tackle.
At this point, they're probably not going to go by need. They'll just go by who best available. Maybe not even best available, just like in addition to what they can do. Who's their tight end? I don't even know who their tight ends are.
I don't even know.
They take Jalen Milroe.
Yeah. I'll give him. You know what? I'll give him Mason Taylor. Why not? Okay. All right, Bengals.
They need any. It's either defense. They either go offensive guard. They either go offensive tackle or they just go. They took I gave him Nick. I gave him Nick Sorensen, or however the hell you say his name.
Yeah.
But I feel like they would go defense again. Scroll down a little bit. Who's the next defensive player? Well, don't give him 2 edge guys. Give him that Thomas guy from Florida State. Scroll up a little. Scroll up right there.
Thomas.
Sure. It's kind of a reach, but they need They need defense.
So the Seahawks took Matthew Golden in the first. They need an offensive tackle. Cameron Williams is right there. Boom. All right.
Your team, just to piss you off, I'm going to take Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, okay.
No, but go running back here, give you Travion Henderson.
That's a good pick. That is a good pickup.
Which of those two? I'm guessing. Which of those two would you most
Judkins
want?
Or Travion?
Or Travion? Yeah,
I'm fine with either.
Okay.
I'm actually fine with Hampton, Johnson, Judkins, or Henderson, or even Scattaboo. Scattaboo would be fun.
Scattaboo in the third. That'd be a nice value pick. Scattaboo is definitely that stereotypical. He'll be like a third or fourth round pick that. For in his first season is gonna pop off and it's gonna be like, how did he fall to the third round or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
I think also I'm calling it. He's because of his size, is gonna fall. But Bajal Toon, I feel like is gonna be like that with how fast he was at the combine.
Oh yeah, he's
right there. Toon had the fastest time of any offensive player. Maybe at least running backs. He had the fastest time ever.
See, I mean this is a great running back draft.
Yeah, there's a James Jordan. Jordan? Yeah. Phil Maffa, Jordan James,
Taj Brooks, Jaquavius Marks, Trevor Etienne.
How is Etienne that low? Donovan Edwards. I guarantee you, despite those names, these are all numbers now that these guys they're not going to be drafted with these numbers. But I guarantee you. Maybe not these guys, but I guarantee you some of the other guys are definitely going to be drafted.
It's weird to see how many good running backs there are, though.
Yeah. Like I recognize some of those names, but I guarantee you every name up until keep going down.
Yeah.
I guarantee you anyone pretty much up until like everyone at least until ETN I could see being drafted. So go back up, go up. There's ETN. So 239. I think 250. I think it's either 252 or 250. It's either 252 or 282. Somewhere around there is the last pick of the draft. I guarantee you, almost at least maybe not all the guys, but I guarantee you most of those guys from ETN up are probably going to be drafted in this.
Oh yeah.
Now, whether it's just me, Genty's in the first round and everyone else is in the second and down remains to be seen. That's probably what's going to happen. But
all right. So they got Cameron Williams and they got a receiver. So they need an edge.
Oh, we gave him Matthew Golden, right?
Yep. Edge. So Landon Jackson's right there. There you go.
Okay, Bucks. So they need all defense again. It's like the entire NFC South just needs all
took Starks.
So they took Starks.
Yeah.
Go linebacker. Who's next?
Barry Carter.
Corner. Show up that secondary. Oh, let's give him Hairston. Let's give him Josh's boy.
All right.
Ackers. Pockets.
What did they take? They took John Campbell. I need, let's see, edge. Yeah, I'm going to go JT Tuimoloau.
Ooh. Okay. Chargers, what did we give them?
They got Jahdae Barron last time.
They took Barron?
Yeah.
Go to wide receiver. Who's next? It's weird how it's not that deep of a wide receiver draft.
It's really not.
It's a deep running back class, is what everyone's been saying. Because it feels like for the past 4 or 5 years, everyone says, "Oh, it's a deep wide receiver draft," right?
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of good wide receivers coming out. But really, it's just like 3 or 4 really good guys, and then a pretty hard drop off after that. I think they have to go. When you have Mike Williams, when you have a guy in, honestly, I could see them going wide receiver as well in the first round, just because Johnston has been such a bust for them. Quentin Johnston. I think both take a flyer on a guy in the first or the second round on wide receiver. I feel like you have to, or like you said, Loveland, at least someone else to help with Herbert out. So let's go
Jalen Royals. All right.
Let's go Royals.
All right. Bills are back on the clock. What did they get last time? They got a D tackle, right? Yeah. So they need corner help.
Yeah, because they traded Kaiir Elam away, which was actually everyone was surprised by that because they thought they weren't going to get anything for him, and they actually got like a 5th round pick for his ass.
I think you go TJ or wait, no. I think you go Princely Unamanwelen.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Panthers. What did we give him last time? That's a
Jamar Stewart.
What was that pick for them? What was their first pick? 49 picks between their first and their second round pick. That's a long time to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they had to give up their first second for to get Bryce Young.
All right.
I think who's a wide receiver? I feel like they would go wide receiver.
Let's see. Isaiah Bond.
Bond, I guess. I don't like that, but I guess so. They want to support
Bryce Young.
They don't actually, because their offensive line is actually probably the most underrated / really underrated / good offensive line in the league. The Panthers.
All right, Texans. What did we give them? What did they get? Josh Simmons, so they got an offensive tackle.
I feel like they'll still go guard. They still need because their other guard they have, Kenyon Green, is terrible. Just keep shoring up their offensive line.
Tate Ratledge.
Okay, center. Okay, Ravens. So we gave them. We took Booker, even though, like I said, I don't know if they would actually go guard that at 28.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not gonna go running back.
Or not,
We'll take what they always do is what they'll do this year. They'll take a flyer on a running back in like the 5th or the 6th round because I think they have multiple 5th and 6th round picks. So they're just gonna take a flyer on somebody just to see what happens. Linebacker's kind of a need. I feel like go to corner. What about look at safety? It's worked out that I've had Ravens both times. I feel like whoever's the best available, go to all again. Best player available.
John, you want to take Jalen Milroe? Have another running back for a quarterback?
No. Go down a little bit because these are all guys that they wouldn't need. Maybe Sanders, and maybe they go offensive line. Maybe they do go. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't do that. But
you could go Braden Swinson. I mean, you need edge, and he'd be the best edge available.
Okay, it's a bit of a reach, but sure.
Yeah. All right, Lions. Let's see. What did they get last time? They got Siobhan Rebels, so they got a corner. They got to work on that defense again. Still. I could see Kyle Kennard going here, even though it might seem like a reach. Let's see. Corner. They already got their corner.
Oh, you gave him corner last time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But maybe
you still go Andrew Makuba.
Okay, Washington. So now I think you go defense because that's really what they need, it looks like. Kennard. That's a bit of a reach, though, but that's a name I've been hearing a lot about. Go look at defensive tackle because they lost Jonathan Allen. They either released him or they traded him away.
And they go TJ Sanders.
Yeah, I think they would go offensive or defensive tackle. They definitely need someone there because I think they lost their 2 main guys there, if I remember correctly.
Bills. What did they get last time? They got Walter Nolan and they got an edge. So D tackle and edge are taken care of. They need a corner. Darian Porter's right there. I'm gonna go Darian Porter.
Strong. Okay.
All
Chiefs. Right. We gave them. I think we gave them what, D tackle last time. Yeah, we gave them a D tackle last time.
Yeah.
I feel like they want to shore up their offensive line after what happened in the Super Bowl. So go to offense or go to all. Go to all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Give him Josh
Connerly.
Yeah. The fact that if that number is correct and that's where he is, and then he's that much of a
drop.
A drop. That's a steal.
All right, Eagles for the final pick of the second round.
We have hit exactly 1 hour. We
gave them Donovan Izaraku, so that takes care of their edge need. They need an offensive guard. That's kind of a reach.
That's absolutely a reach. Jeez.
Corner.
They need tackle. Go back to offense. Go back to offense. It says they need tackle. That's
right here. Yeah, that's not a reach.
That's not a reach.
All right.
Cool.
Full results. Here we go. Let me space this out.
Is that just the first round?
This is just the first round.
No, it says. That's weird. Why is it not showing the second round?
There you go.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, I guess we can show that we're just past an hour, which is perfect timing, actually. The fact is just the 2 of us taking this. I'm not sure.
We also were talking.
We were talking a little bit. So yeah, since it was just me, I didn't even introduce us at the beginning. I just remember we just went straight into talking about baseball. But anyway, we have 61 people watching right now. Hopefully, we'll have more people watching. Hopefully, we'll have more guys joining us next time. Josh and Lucas join us next time. What time? When the draft is a month away? Just under a month now, I think.
Yeah.
We'll probably do one more. We'll probably do another mock 3.0 in 2 weeks' time, and then probably we'll do another stream, probably if possible, maybe the Wednesday night before the draft, just a final mock draft, and then of course we'll stream the draft. So, everyone that's watching, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Appreciate Quack Plays. I'm not sure if that's not.
That's Lucas.
That is Lucas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a different login than his usual.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we have at least 2 more drafts. So we'll do at least 2 more mocks, and then we'll stream the first round of the draft. Maybe depending. Well, actually, I have to work on Friday nights, so I won't be able to do like a live reaction to the second round. Which that's whatever. It doesn't matter usually as much.
I can do a live reaction in the second round. That's fine.
And then but definitely we'll be doing a live reaction to the first round. So be sure to tune in for that. So for Ryan, I am Connor. This has been the Week So Podcast.